Have you ever wondered why you feel exhausted even when doing nothing? It is the weight of being the eldest child, always expected to be understanding. From a very young age, you learn to hide your own tears and needs in exchange for the frequent praise of being the mature, eldest daughter. You live between two different worlds: the world of children who need protection, and the world of adults who are expected to carry every heavy burden. You carry the weight of both worlds on your tired shoulders, often forgetting that you also deserve to be sheltered and cared for by others too. Time passes as you watch the busy world rush by, your own needs pushed to the background while you focus on ensuring everyone else is happy. Ordinary objects in the house tell a silent story of labor, and invisible chores that became your responsibility long before you were truly ready for them. The coffee grows cold as you manage the chaos of others, a silent testament to the personal sacrifices you make daily in the name of duty. The warm light of a late afternoon often masks the deep loneliness of a soul that has grown up far too quickly for its own good. You learn to read the room before you could even read a book, sensing every shift in emotion and adjusting yourself just to keep the peace. Even in your play, there was always a sense of duty. You were the guardian, the helper, the one who never asked for anything for herself. This is the start of a journey to understand that heavy silence, the quiet ache of the daughter who was always far too understanding for others. In psychology, we call this the eldest daughter syndrome. You aren't just a child. You have essentially become the unofficial third parent of your entire household. Memories of family gatherings where you were the one cleaning up, organizing, and ensuring everyone else was comfortable while you remained invisible and quite tired. This is parentification, a role reversal where a child takes on adult responsibilities, sacrificing their own developmental needs for the sake of the family's stability. You became hypersensitive to your parents' emotions, often falling victim to an invisible form of emotional pressure that ties your personal value to your utility. You believe your worth lies in how much you can do for others. You became a hyper-responsible adult before you could even define who you are. The burden of being useful is incredibly heavy. It creates a shell of perfection that hides a heart longing to just be a child once again. Balancing the needs of siblings and parents, you learn to suppress your own desires until they became nothing more than distant, forgotten whispers in the wind. This economic gaslighting makes you feel guilty for wanting things for yourself, convincing you that your self-sacrifice is the only way to be truly loved. Looking in the mirror, you see an adult's weariness in a young face, a result of years spent carrying heavy burdens that were never actually yours. The house rests on your shoulders, and though it is heavy, you smile because that is exactly what is expected of a good, reliable daughter. Connecting the patterns of your behavior leads back to one truth: you were trained to be a pillar of support at any cost to yourself. The role was thrust upon you, and you accepted it out of love. Never realizing it would eventually lead to such profound and lasting emotional exhaustion. Now we begin to peel back the layers of this role to find the person who was lost underneath all those endless expectations and duties. This weight didn't appear out of nowhere. It is a form of intergenerational trauma passed down through lines of women who knew only how to sacrifice. A metaphorical rope connects grandmother, mother, and daughter, tightening with every generation as the expectation of silent endurance is handed down like a family heirloom. In many Asian cultures, society has already written a script for you, a testament of suffering where sacrifice is considered the highest form of virtue. You are weaving the same pattern of endurance, believing that your pain is a necessary price for the harmony and stability of the entire family structure. We must name it to heal it. This trauma lives in the nervous system, manifesting as a constant state of high alertness and chronic, hidden inner stress. You see the tired eyes of your mother and her mother before her, realizing you are carrying their unhealed wounds alongside your own heavy burdens. You carry the high cortisol levels of a warrior, always ready to defend the peace, even if it means your own internal world is slowly crumbling. At the table, silence is golden, and your role is to ensure that no one's comfort is disturbed, even if your own heart is quietly breaking. The wind carries the stories of women who never spoke up. You are the echo of their silence, the modern face of an ancient, hidden struggle. Even when the expectations are beautiful, they are still chains. The virtue of being the eldest is often a prison built from very high expectations. The pressure to succeed and provide adds another layer to the trauma, making you feel like a total failure if you ever stop running for others. But cycles are meant to be broken. The light of your awareness is the first step toward untying the knots that have bound your family's women. You have been a bird in a cage of duty for so long that the open sky feels frightening, yet it is where you truly belong. The consequence of being perfect is a silent, profound exhaustion. You are trapped in an anxious attachment, terrified that stopping will mean losing all love. On the outside, you are the image of success, but beneath the surface, your hands tremble with the effort of holding it all together for everyone. You check messages incessantly, unable to say no to more work or more favors, fearing that any small boundary will be seen as a betrayal. Your perfectionism is a shield against criticism, but it has become a sword that cuts you every time you make the slightest, most human mistake. Like a beautiful ceramic vase. You look flawless from a distance, but upon closer inspection, you are covered in tiny, deep cracks of silent, hidden resentment. Rest feels like a sin, not a necessity. You view laziness with guilt, as if your right to exist is tied to your constant, endless productivity. The rain reflects the tears you don't allow yourself to cry, because you have to be the strong one, the one everyone always relies on. The weight of expectations is a mountain of paper, each sheet a demand on your time, your energy, and your very soul's peace and quiet. You don't recognize the person in the reflection anymore. She is a composite of everyone else's needs, with no room left for her own true identity. The mental noise of should and must is deafening, drowning out the small, quiet voice that is asking for a moment of true, deep rest. The pressure to perform never ends. Even in your hobbies, you strive for excellence, forgetting how to simply enjoy the act of being alive today. Even in a room full of people, you feel alone because you are the one holding the space, never the one being held or supported. The image of the perfect daughter is finally shattering. It is painful, but necessary, to see the reality of the exhaustion that has taken hold. The silence of the house when everyone else is asleep is the only time you feel you can breathe, yet even then, you still worry. One tear escapes, a small rebellion against the years of being fine and strong for people who never even asked how you actually felt inside. To heal, you must become the parent your inner child always needed. This is the journey of reparenting, of giving yourself the grace you gave others. The first step is not forgiveness for others, but permission for yourself to be not okay. Take off the shoes of expectation and walk freely. Feel the earth beneath your feet. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to exist without being useful or serving someone else's needs. Do something just for you. Not for growth, not for profit, but for the simple, pure joy of it. Reclaim your time and your heart. In the silence of meditation, listen to the child inside. She has been waiting for you to notice her, to tell her she is safe now. Learn to say no. It is a complete sentence. Your boundaries are not walls to keep people out, but gates to keep yourself safe and sound. You are a cycle breaker. By choosing to heal, you are ensuring that this burden of silent suffering ends with you and doesn't pass on further. Every sunrise is a chance to define yourself anew. You are more than your birth order. You are a whole, beautiful, and complex human being today. Find wonder in the small things. The world doesn't need you to save it. It just needs you to be present and kind to yourself. Release the need to control everything. The family will survive, and so will you. Trust that others can finally carry their own weight for once. Express the colors of your soul that were muted for so long. Your creativity is a healing balm for the wounds of over-responsibility and stress. You are not alone in this. There is a whole sisterhood of eldest daughters finding their voices and reclaiming their lives right alongside you today. Peace is not the absence of responsibility, but the presence of self-love. You are learning to balance the two with true grace and wisdom. Let the healing wash over you. It takes time to unlearn decades of behavior, but every small step toward yourself is a massive, significant victory. The light of your true self is beginning to shine through the cracks. It is more beautiful than the perfect shell ever was or could be. To the eldest daughters listening, you have worked so hard, it is okay to be tired. It is okay to put the weight down now. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. You are always enough, simply because you exist in this wide, beautiful and complex world. Turn that immense capacity for care inward. Hug the child you were, the girl who did her best, and the woman you are becoming today. Let the world wait for a moment. This time is for you. Return to yourself and find the sanctuary that has always been within your heart. You have been the pillar for so long. Now, let yourself be held by the beauty of life and the simple kindness of others around you. You are enough, even when you are doing nothing. Your value is inherent and unchanging, regardless of your productivity or your role in the family. This is your manifesto of empathy. You have stood strong for everyone else. Now, find your own steady ground and rest your weary soul finally. Thank you for trying so hard for so long, but for now, just breathe. The journey of being you is finally beginning. Rest now.